All right. Oh, you didn't want to hear me record?
What's the
Huh?
time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You get ready to get started.
Yeah. Did you need something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that for a change for me, session three, for our homework,
Hmm.
I did that halfway decent. So session three, that's where we are today.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a struggle for me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do the first 5 or 6 problems in there. Get you guys going. All right. So, was somebody else saying something? Okay, cool. So we're looking at 3.3 today. That's on rates. Don't copy these numbers down. Well, no, I gotta hit the chart, so it doesn't matter. We good. So the data in the given table shows the number of motor vehicle deaths, MVD, in a certain country as different rates. Use information part A and B. So you have to go to your chart in order to do so. So let's go to the notes. All right, 154. All right, so this is number one. Let me go to my stuff in my phone. All right, so we want to compute the fatality rate per 100,000 population in 2001. So let me look at here, MDV. So what we're going to do first, take the number of and place it over the number of people. And this is in the thousands. And you get that from the chart. Remember, I showed you, you go back to the homework. Hold up, did it share? There's a chart here where you can see and notice that it says population per thousands. All right, so let's go back. And the reason why that is key, because we want per 100,000, but it's going to give us per thousand. So we'll talk about that in a second. But like I said, I just want to make sure we recognize what we're dealing with. So the number I had from my chart was 41998D, and then 24963. All right. So divide that out. That will give us 1.6822. Let me do it like this. I don't have enough room. Make sure I'm getting the same thing. So 41998 divided by 249,663. Hold on. Okay, yeah. 41998 divided by 249,663. Right. Okay. So I get that. All right, so this represents MVD per one person, because once you divide that 249,663, and since it's 1,000 people, I can actually replace this 1,000 people, with 1,000. So let me write it like this. So if you really want to put that number in the calculator, it would do 249,663,000. So that 1,000, we'll put 3 zeros behind that, you know. So if you want to divide that out, that will give you 0.0016822 per one person. But you want to know let's go back, per 100,000 people. So you will multiply So you multiply top and bottom by 100,000. That should be 16, right? Yeah. So it'll be 16.82 MVD up top, and that will be 100,000 people down bottom. So that'd be 16.82 per 100,000 people. All right. Make sure we are okay with what happened. You need me to scroll back up, re-explain, talk to me.
So essentially, we're just adding 0 places, it looks like. For the
Yes,
place,
because
and you know what I mean?
yeah.
3, and then adding the 3 zeros, and then moving that,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
dividing the bottom number by the top, and then getting that bottom number, then replacing that number with the number at the top that you got
Mm-hmm.
to come with that number. Okay. I'm just like, anybody else with me?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Sorry, my dogs.
It's all good. So yeah, so the main thing here was just to remember that they wanted it in per 100,000. So just dividing the numbers out wasn't good enough. At the end, we had to multiply top and bottom by 100,000. And yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So let's look at B. And B is the same type of deal. Compute. All right, so B is compute the fatality rate per 100 million vehicles miles traveled in 2014. So we're still looking at number of, let me go red. Let's stay consistent with what I did earlier. Number of MVD and number of billion BMT. And the reason why it goes to billion is because that's the number that they give you in the chart is per billion, or it's in billions, not per billion, but it's in billions. So you have to give an account for that when you do your calculation. We got Let me see something real quick, just making sure. All right. And once again, those numbers are from the chart that's given. So that's going to be 32189 divided by, when you talk about billion, it's 9 zeros.
Gosh, sounds nice. Jesus.
I know.
9 zeros. Oh my God.
Yeah, trust me. I was thinking the same thing.
It's like,
I was like, wow, 9 zeros.
money. Crazy.
So 1,000 would be 3 zeros. I just write it out. See if I got enough room over here. Million, 6 zeros. And then billion, it's 9. All right, so just FYI. So let's divide this out and see how this looks. See if my calculator can handle it. Yeah, 29 probably can't for this because I'm using my phone. All right. So I have where did it come from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7. So there's 7 zeros in front of that 1. Did I miss some zeros? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm getting a different answer than that.
You getting a different answer? How many zeros are you getting?
7 zeros and then 11.
Oh, well, now depending on your calculator, it might be rounding this one up, this digit right here up to 1. Okay, yeah, I'm good now. Yep, I'm good. All right, so then we need to multiply this by how many we're doing per million? Yep, 100 million. You need to multiply by 100 million. So we're gonna multiply. So we got 100 with 6 zeros. Because this is one person. So we're doing it per 100 million times. And my answer should be 1.08, or is it MDV? Yep. MVD per 100 million people. And of course, my math lab will let you know if they wanted in what decimal place, whether it's hundredths place, tenths place, or whatever.
We don't have to write it in a fraction, do we?
Let me go back and check. Nope, they just want the answer. Yep. So in this case, it would be 1.08. All right, questions before we look at the next one? All right, so this one supposed that in 2008, 512,450 students, I say students, wow, citizens died of a certain disease, assuming the population of the country is 327 million. What is the mortality rate in units of death per 100 people? So going back to what they want from us, they want it per 100 people, but they give it to us in millions. So that's going to be the challenge here. So let's go back to the notes. All right, so we're looking at the mortality rate, the numbers I have. We want death per, well, I want to do that. 100,000 people. So that's what we're looking for, deaths per 100,000 people. They give us 635,150 deaths. And the population, 391 million. So now, in order to, or as far as me converting this to 100,000 people, I need a conversion factor. So the way we can do this is use a conversion factor of, let's go, a million. Let's see, don't want to go 10 groups. Yeah, let's go there. All right. So we can write this way because we need to, remember whenever we're using the conversion factor, whatever's here, I need to have up here as far as being able to connect the fractions and be able to cancel out million. And if we look at this 1 million, yep, I added a zero. 1 million divided by 10 is 100,000. So what I can do is let one group equal to, or in other words, this conversion factor equal to 100,000. So 1 million over 10 is 100,000. And so I'll let a group represent 100,000. So now when I do this right here, I can do 1 million. And so that allows this million to cancel out. And what I'm looking at now is 635, 150. And then on bottom, it's 391 times 10. So divide that out, should get all right. So it's 162 deaths per group. And like I said, one group equals to 100,000. So that's how we would look to convert that. All right, questions on what we did. 10 times 100,000 is 1 million. So that's how we made that connection. That's why we did the 1 million over 10. 10 groups would equal to 10 groups of 100,000 would equal to 1 million. So that's why we did that and use the conversion factor like that.
Okay, it's just a little bit more of a lengthier problem. That's all.
just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So the 391 times 10, you just add a 0 at the end of 391.
Just like if I had 391 times 100, then I would just add two zeros behind it.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so let's look at the third one. There are approximately 2.8 million births in the country each year. Find the birth rate per minute. Awesome. All right, so for this one, I have 1.9 million. Births per year, 1 birth per minute. All right, so 1.9 million births over 1 year. We're going to use our conversion factors. We want to convert years to minutes. So we can go 1 year over 365 days. And I didn't give myself enough room. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to rewrite it down here. Give myself a little more extra room. So, 1 year, 365 days, 1 day, it's 24 hours, and 1 hour has 60 minutes in it. So my years cancel. Days cancel. Then my hours cancel. And what I'm looking at is 1.9 million. As a matter of fact, I'll leave it like that. 1.9 million. Nah, I'll go ahead and change it. Let's go to convert that. So you multiply that 1.9 times 1 with that 6 zeros, so that'd be 9. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's too many. Got carried away. So that's 1.9 million. So notice we only have 5 zeros because that 0.9 took away one of the zeros. You know, if it was 19 million, then it would be 19 with 6 zeros behind it. But because it has that 0.9, that 9 is going to be in the place of one of those zeros. So just throwing it out there. Then we got 365 times 24 times 60 down bottom. Times, oh, that's wrong. 365 times 24 times 60. All right, so, and of course they'll let you know how many decimal places they want from you. So 3.615 births per minute.
Okay. Yeah,
All right, questions. I think this was number 3, right? Yep. Let's look at the 4th one.
So far, so good.
All right, your car gets 34 miles per gallon. How much does it cost to drive 333 miles when gasoline costs $2.90 per gallon? All right. So we get 32 miles per gallon. That's one piece of information. So we got this 450 miles. We want to know the cost. So we'll multiply it. And some of you may just do it in your head because you used to calculate miles and gallons and costs and all the good stuff like that. So we want to convert these 450 miles to gallons. Use our conversion factor that way. And then also we know it costs, I guess we can go ahead and write the other one as well. We have, nope, weird. This conversion factor of $3.50 per gallon. So we can use that conversion factor. So convert these gallons to dollars. So we convert the miles to gallons and then the gallons to dollars. So when you do the work, that's 450 times 3.5 over 32.
Oh, okay. And you just go straight across.
Mm-hmm. And that is in dollars, but we'll bring it back. Since it is in dollars, because remember that's the last measurement that we had, hundreds place probably will be assumed because of cents. All right, questions before we look at the next one?
Now I see why we waited for today.
Yeah, see, I was a little bit, a little more
Yeah,
involved, and wanted to
yeah.
make sure I had decent reference of notes before I just started doing stuff. So,
Okay.
yep. So let's see, let's go back. Go to the next one. Decide which of the two prices is a better deal. Explain why. Okay. So this will help you in the grocery store next time you go to Walmart, all the good stuff like that. They have a 4-ounce bottle of shampoo for $5.79. And then we have a 16-ounce bottle. And that don't work. Yeah, it's close enough to say shampoo. All right. So this is what we have. So the best way to do our conversion now, remember whenever we're doing, not a conversion, but whenever we're doing our comparison, we can do either ounces over dollars or dollars over ounces. You know, we just have to stay consistent. But also we have to consider how we actually converse and what makes sense to us. When you're doing your comparison, are you actually going to be looking at cost, let me do it like this, cost per ounce or ounce per cost? So most of the time when you think about comparing, you think about cost per ounce. So that would be the one that would make more sense to choose as far as your setup is concerned, putting the dollars over the ounce versus the ounce over the dollars. Because you want to know how much are you paying per ounce. All right, so the first one we're looking at, 579 over 4 ounces. Divide that out, that will be 145 per ounce. And the other one's $13.99 for 16 ounces. Divide that out, you are only paying 87 cents per ounce. So this is the better buy. All right. Questions? Any questions?
No, not so far. I mean, definitely just more of like a lengthier process, but still kind of the same concept with the cross multiplication, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Rates and stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
This
Okay.
actually makes more sense to me than the past lesson.
Really? I feel
Yeah,
like the other one was a little bit more, but you know what I mean? But this one's still okay, but that other one was like way better. I don't know.
well,
But
the
still.
last question, which one's the better price?
Mhm.
I automatically knew that the 16 ounce bottle was the
Yeah.
better buy
Uh-huh.
because I always go grocery shopping with my father and he
Mm-hmm.
always says go get this or go get that, and I always have to look at the unit price.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise I'll get an earful. So
Well, yeah. Well, see, that's more applicable to most people because they're normally in that type of situation. That's more of a safe space for us versus like if you look at this one, calculating the ice sheet of Greenland. You know what I mean? It's kind of a different.
yeah, like if I ever need to know the ice sheet of Greenland, I'll definitely remember this question.
Right. So that is, let me see, this is number 6. Yeah, 6. So, there's only 15 problems in this section. So I will pause after this one. Done almost half of your problems in your homework. So, I like to give you guys the opportunity to get in there for yourselves. But of course, as with always, if you come across one that doesn't feel right or sit right, just ask me a question. Or like some of you have done, set up an office hour that we could, meet up outside of class. So either or is fine.
Do you have
So
office hours?
say again.
Do you have office hours?
Well, I've been setting them up according to people's schedule.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. So if you email me and say that you would like to meet outside of class, then I'll shoot you back with times, or you tell me what times you're available. We'll see what we can work out. So
Okay.
I just figured that was the easier versus me saying, okay, these set times are the times that I can meet. And then if you can't meet them, then what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to set up, a time for us both to figure it out. So I just say, just email me and then we'll figure it out there. So
Okay.
yep. All right. So let's look at Greenland. Greenland ice sheet. The Greenland ice sheet contains about 3 million cubic centimeters. Yeah, right. Cubic kilometers of ice. If completely melted, this ice would release 2.5 million cubic kilometers of water, which would spread out over the Earth's approximate 338 million square kilometers of ocean surface. How much would the sea level rise? A lot of stuff there. So let's go here. So in the one that I have, we have 3 million cubic kilometers, and completely melted, this will release 2.9. So this is ice, and then release 2.9 million cubic kilometers of water over the Earth's 346 million. I think that's squared though. Square kilometers. of ocean surface. Then all right. Yeah. All right. So just make sure we're okay with these measurements. We got 3 million cubic kilometers. So that's actually when you talk about cubic, and I got red right there. Let's go green. That means we're looking at volume. So both of these are in volume. And when you're looking at squared, that is area. All right. So how much would the sea level rise? When you're talking about rising, we're talking about how high will the sea level be? Sea level be. And since the sea level is a height, the measurement is just in regular kilometers. So just want to make sure I point that out. All right. So what we can do is take the melted water or the melted ice, which is water, of course, and that'll be 2.9 cubic kilometers, and place it over the surface, the ocean surface. And as a matter of fact, let me write this so you see the full process, because it may matter one day, not sure. Putting that mil in there. Because there's all of these measurements and these units matter. So 2.9 million cubic kilometers over the 346 million square kilometers. And so the reason why I say it matters, if I didn't have mil here, I would have to give an account for it. You know what I mean? So just like if all of them were 1,000, let's say if I had 2,000 over 3,000, you know, that would be 2 with 3 zeros. Well, they would cancel out. So in other words, I didn't have to write that out. I recognize that thousands cancel out and just leaves me with 2 over 3. But the same thing happens with the million. If I were to write out my 6 zeros, those 6 zeros will cancel out on top and bottom. But if one, let's say one was 1,000 and then one was million, one would have some extra zeros that didn't cancel out. So you do, and now I haven't checked to see if you would get one like that, but you do have to give an account for all of your measurements and all of your zeros. And that's my point. So that's why I was using that in your calculation to make sure we understand that the millions cancel out. And that's just not, you know, just words. Those words represent numbers. Also, when I look at kilometers cubed and kilometers squared, this square cancel out with 2 of the kilometers, and that numerator leaving me in kilometers. And so that allows me to have this answer that I'm looking for, 2.9 kilometers over 346. And divide that out. see if they want your answer in the other form. Oh, it's in kilometers, round to 3 decimal places. So, yep, that's it. So all you did was took the 2.9 cubic kilometers and placed it over the 346 square kilometers. All right. Questions on that. So the calculation was simple. I just gave you background on what was happening, but really all you had to do is put the 2.9 over the 346, and that was your answer.
And the 2.9 kilometers kept the kilometers because it was 3?
Yes. So whenever anything's cubed, if I have x cubed, that's x times x times x. So if I have kilometers cubed, then that's 3 of them. And if I have kilometers squared down bottom, that means that's 2. So what ends up happening is that 2 of your kilometers cancel out and it leaves you with 1 left.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. You're gonna do all our homework problems today, huh? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. He's like, yeah, right.
I gotta let you guys get some work in though. I can't just do them all. But after you look at it though, and you still have questions, then I'm most definitely down for talking about anything. But I want to give you a chance to organically look at some of the problems without me, setting you up, doing the whole process for you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So with these 6, if you follow the process I gave you, matching up the number, you'll have different numbers, but just like always, follow that process, then you should get the right answer. And you should be good to go for at least the first half of your problems. Well, close to half. No, 7. Yeah, close to half. You got 15, but yeah. Questions, concerns, comments. I did email some people back. I think got everybody. I got 1 or 2 people that they asked me about something. I got to respond to their Excel question. But as far as those who was asking about office hours, I did email you back, so make sure you check your email. And
I have a question about the Excel.
Mm-hmm.
I emailed you. I'm very bad at checking my email, so I just got your email. But I emailed you back. But my part H.
Right. I think did you send that this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I saw it this morning. I hadn't had a chance to respond to it. Let me see. Since you're here. All right. You said H?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had a suggestion. You said one of them you were looking at that wasn't. Now the class is here. Do you care if I share the screen as far as your doc?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You said you had a suggestion, if I'm not mistaken, as to which one it was. And what was your question?
My suggestion was it was
Suggestion.
L40.
All right, L40, which is right here. So we got max count. Right. But you said that it marked it wrong or something, or?
No, when I uploaded it
Mhm.
to my math lab, it was in the wrong format, so it automatically marked everything wrong. So I just
Oh,
submit it. But the part H, to me, that didn't make any sense to me because I get that there's 21. Why would 21 be in this at all unless it's counting the how many deposits there were?
right. So what you have is L6. In there you have count L6 through 36. L. So it's not doing the sum. It most definitely isn't counting. But you would think that, now, how did you get that right there? Did you type that in or?
The 21.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I see the count. It says L6
Yeah.
to L36. Did you type that in or did you do it by the paste and you copying a formula or
No,
from another one?
I did the formula for
Mhm.
where I put in a formula for the first cell, and then if you hover over like the highlighted box, that gives you like a black T, and I just dragged it all the way down to the 31st of January and gave me 717.02.
Mhm.
And then when I did count, it gave me 21.
Gotcha. Because it's supposed to be counting the number of entries
Gotcha.
from, well, you said L6 to 36. So we talking about 6. Okay. So yeah, so from 6 to 36, there should be 21 entries coming from up here down to here.
Okay.
That's what the count function does for us. So I'm trying to see, we got 3, 2, let's see this right here. Now, because I haven't read this part all the way through. Now this count row, is this 21 supposed to be those numbers added up? I know what it is according to the formula, but I'm saying what is it supposed to be?
I think it's
Yeah, 3.
supposed to be the number of.
Let me see, go back. I'm looking through stuff.
I'm actually not sure because when I did this, I wasn't even sure where I got the 21 from,
Mm-hmm.
and then it confused me a little bit.
Right. Right. So count the monthly values. Okay, so I'm trying to, what step told you to put that there? 'Cause I'm looking at it now trying
F.
to F.
And
So in cell B40,
yeah,
count.
yeah.
Values column to L40. Gotcha. Count the monthly values for this column. I fill the formula across to cell L40. Yeah. Okay, so according to what they told you to do. All right. Okay, so if I was looking at this though, from not looking at those directions, right? And just looking at it as somebody reading this chart, And if you ask me which one of the outputs, now going back to H, which is what you were asking me about, which one of the outputs in cells, okay, just making sure I'm looking at it right. You got L38 to 42 does not make sense. And you would not compute this value. I would say that it's that one because if I was looking at it from, like I said, not looking at those directions, this row, like going here, row 6 is adding up the values and then subtracting to create this balance right here.
Yeah.
Right. And so like what's left, or there's a total, and then what's in this far right column is the balance or the total or whatever. So I would be thinking 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3 and 2 will add up to give me 21.
Okay.
So if it doesn't, then I would say, well, where did this value come from? So I think going off what you were asking or what you were suggesting, I would look at it and say, yeah, that looked like something that shouldn't be there.
Okay.
You know, or that looks like the one that doesn't make sense according to the way the rest of the chart is flowing.
Okay.
Yep. So I agree with you. But you said you were also having trouble submitting it.
Yeah. So I just downloaded the Excel through Microsoft on my computer through the TCC website, and I didn't know that if you submit it through I think it's not Pages, it's I think spreadsheet on the Mac computer.
Yeah.
It marks everything wrong.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So so you haven't tried resubmitting it through?
No, I just got it this morning.
Okay.
So I can.
Okay. Yeah. So try that out and let me know.
Okay.
And if that don't work, we'll try to figure out something else.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So anybody else before we close out? Everybody good? Everybody straight? So we're done with chapter 3. Don't forget. Let's go back to. Did I lose my notes? Okay, hold on one second. So don't forget our calendar. No, it's 21, it's 19. So we did, we closed out chapter 3. It was the other way around. So this, next week we'll do chapter 4 stuff. I don't know how we're gonna break that up, but it'll be chapter 4. And then we'll have a review on the 19th, and we'll do our midterm on the 21st.
Ready for this? So I'm not really ready for it, but that's all I've been thinking of is this. So. Okay.
So next week, you can ask questions next week, of course, but I will be looking to do new stuff. But on the 19th, I will not do anything new. And really it's one of those days wherein if you have questions, you bring them. If you don't have questions, I guess it's not mandatory that you show. If you think you're just good, you know, I'm gonna post a review at some point. If you look at that review and you're just like, I got it, say what now?
It's like, no, I'll show up.
But the option is there. If you feel like you're good to go, then it's all good. It really is for those who have questions. I'm not going to bring questions that day. That would be for you to bring questions. Okay. If I hear silence, then I'm I always assume the best. So I'm assuming everybody's good. And so, but like I said, you will have a review that you can streamline your thought processes too. And then that next class period will be our midterm.
Okay, cool. And it was like 25 questions or something, right?
Yeah, along those lines. Yep, around 25. No more than 25. Yeah.
Just gotta make sure everyone counts. Every single one, 25 counts. Okay.
All right. Any questions or concerns before we close out?
For the midterm, do we have to record ourselves?
No, you don't have to record yourself. I will record you guys through the Zoom.
Okay.
Just like normal class period. It's just that you guys have to have your video up at all times.
Okay.
All right. Everybody good? All right. Y'all have a good one. I will see you on, well, have a great weekend. See you on Monday.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right, you the same. Take care.
See you on Monday.
Good luck with the homework. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.